YouTube, Twitch, we are here today to watch, finally, to react to. I've never done this. I've never reacted to like a video. I guess I have on stream, which we're on stream right now, but I've never like watched a whole video and reacted to it. But this is called the Engoodening of No Man's Sky, which every YouTube comment and everyone on Twitch has told me I need to watch this because it kind of gives a whole overview of No Man's Sky. For anyone who doesn't know, I've been super into No Man's Sky. Like, the game is incredible. It's amazing. We have a series on a second channel, which has been going great. And I'm just super overwhelmed and in love with it.
Sponsored by that game, everyone.
And so now everyone said to watch this. So we're going to watch it, kind of hang out, chill, kick it, and see what we think about it. Just see what we think about it. Oh, my God. Yeah. So here's my thing before we start. I bought No Man's Sky right when it came out. And before I started playing it, it was like the third day or something it was out, or second day. The game was getting absolutely pooped on. Like, people were like, this is the worst thing I ever played. And I didn't refund it, but I just forgot I bought it. And then like it sat there until now. That's like until like 2 months ago when I started playing it. So apparently like I missed all the crap that this game has gone through. And we're going to catch up with it right here. So let's do it. Let's do it.
Scientists are racing to unlock the secrets of the cosmos. Questions we once thought impossible to answer are within our grasp.
Also just got done with a 10-mile walk/run. Exhausted. Perfect time to watch some TV. Make some popcorn right now. Sit back, relax. I'll try not to pause it too much. You know, I love to talk, though. It's hard for me to not talk. So, you know, I'll just let it play, you know? Okay, bye.
Where does the sun go at night?
What up, Ray?
Is math related to science?
My mom smokes math.
If the universe is so big, then why won't it fight me? As we look further into the universe, we see light from distant stars.
I love that it's internet
old,
historian doing this. It's
hundreds,
so cool.
Even thousands of miles away.
Hold on. Can I get a zoom in on that?
You bet I can. This is one of the world's most powerful telescopes.
What is
Initiating
happening?
6 times zoom.
Can this baby
right
do
now?
7?
I can do you one better. Maneuvering to 8 times zoom.
Pressurizing, holding steady. I can see it. Unblur.
It won't hold.
Get me 8.5 times.
You're a madman.
Upscale it to 4K.
The helium tanks will go critical.
Opening the blinds. Hold her steady. Uncropping and increasing aspect ratio. Now, punch it. There it is. Life on another world. And to think, we owe it all to one indie development studio.
Yeah, baby.
Hello Games.
Yeah, baby. Hello, game.
Let's start at the beginning.
The hype was insane. I remember the hype for this game.
Yeah, it's rewind time. Okay, the year is 2009. Guildford, England. There's a man named Sean Murray, and he's just founded a company called Hello Games.
Sean and the boys are working hard on a brand new IP called Joe Danger.
Whoa. I'd play it.
2010 AD. The game just came out. It's a success.
Wow.
They're a small team, but they are ambitious.
Let's do something bigger, said Sean. Let's reach for the stars. How about Joe Danger 2? Brilliant. It's 2012. Joe Danger 2 has just come out.
Sucked.
Bet that one doesn't perform as well.
Yeah.
We need to do something even bigger than Joe Danger 2. Joe Danger.
You guys see this? Hold on.
Bet that one doesn't perform as well.
We need to do
Wow, single player. Second to Last of Us. Plants vs. Plants. Animal cross dressing. All female Battlefield 1942. Phone Call of Duty. Red 2%. Guitar anti-hero. Minecraft 18 plus. Oh, shit.
Do something even bigger than Joe Danger 2. Joe Danger 3? No. Even more out of this world. Something no man has done before. Joe Danger the mobile game? Yes! And that came out in 2014.
That's awesome.
Seriously, guys, biggest thing you can think of.
I'm just a stock image, dude. Why don't you think of something?
Sean pondered for a moment, then turned and looked wistfully into the mirror. Reflected back was
Joe
the
Danger's
visage
a
of
game
Neil
they made.
deGrasse Tyson.
If you're going to make a space game first person, it's never been done before. How about that?
I'm going up in orbit to repair the Hubble telescope.
That's
my
not
God,
a knife.
he
Who are you
watches
going to have
this
sex
interview.
with? How much microwaves are coursing through your body now?
The planet, said Murray. Space game. Procedural generation. Planet. Okay, that's...
Can I just say that's actually crazy? They go from a game called Joe Danger, they make a second one, kind of flops, they make a mobile game, and then they go to No Man's Sky. There's no way I would have ever thought that. Ever. Joe Danger is the Traveler. Okay.
Sounds good. Yes, we all agree. So they set to work, cobbled together a prototype, and by VGX 2013, they are ready to announce another new IP.
No Man's Sky.
Check it out.
2013. Guys, literally, 2013 is like, I think 2014 is when I got my sub button. We have 10-year subs here on Twitch. It's 2024. 2014 is wow. They announced it in 2013?
Oh, this is special. Oh my gosh! This is special.
Oh, hell yeah, dude. This game got so hyped up. I remember it clearly. Just being you could just find your friend on some random planet. Multiplayer, was teased.
It's 2014, and it's
Here we go.
E3 hype time.
Here we go.
No Man's Sky has promised to be a game like no other. A practically boundless experience vibrant with life and color and things to explore.
Yeah.
What's over there? You'll have to be the one to discover it. And then, wow, look at that big f***ing dinosaur, holy shit. And a moment later, we're in space having a battle amongst a giant fleet. Claim a planet as your own. Explore the galaxy with your friends.
Okay, that's it. This is going to be the best game ever, you guys. It even won awards for its hype. And it will release in June 2016.
That's why. Okay, 2 years later.
The hype train was officially loading up and ready to chug out of the station. At every stop of the journey, there would be press junkets talking about the amazing scale of the game. Spread across 18 quintillion planets. It's so vast that by the time you finish exploring it all, I would have 2 new videos published. Sean himself was doing the interviews. Because who is better to talk about the game than the lead guy himself?
Yeah, did I see him on Colbert?
He went from interview to interview, and with each question, the answers he gave raised people's expectations of the game's scope.
Can you land on a comet?
Yeah, at the moment you can land on asteroids. You could encounter other players.
Can you grief other players?
Yeah.
A little bit. They're literally building your own massively multiplayer world that's procedurally generated.
Sand planets like in June. Rivers. Walking sentinels. Hacking. So sophisticated that light diffracts through the atoms, they had to redevelop the whole periodic table to make it work.
What?
Even Elon Musk was hyped for it.
We'll try out No Man's Sky. Damn, Elon tweet. Wow, dude.
2 years go by.
Yep.
It's early 2016, and that hype train is really moving now.
I
Perhaps
remember
one of
it,
the
man.
biggest in video game history.
I remember
Reddit was
so
shoveling most of the
clearly.
gamer fuel. Skeptics and naysayers are treated as ballast and thrown from the carriage doors. Pre-orders open, and they are doing very well. The date is booked in. Some are even taking the day off work.
Skipping
So
work
much
tomorrow.
hype there is that... Jason Schreier of the soon-to-be-defunct Kotaku is about to spoil the party. He announces a delay.
No Man's Sky more
From
like
June
delayed.
2016 to August.
Oh my god.
Liar, the incensed audience cries. Please be quiet, they said. And death threats, too. But he was 100% right. A week later, the delay is officially announced.
Ooh, sorry lads, we need more polish, said Sean in his usual accent. To that, Sean received some death threats too, by the way, although he didn't take them as seriously or go to the police. Yet.
Sometimes foreshadowing is relatively obvious.
But the impatient crowd relaxed a bit and said, fine, we will wait. But we expect a level of polish no man has ever seen.
Internet historian's so good.
Speaking of waiting, Shadow Man here. Have you heard of Rady Shady? My wife died in a plane crash. Hey.
He got a Raid Shadow Legends on this video. I'm not going to skip it because I respect, listen, we're watching it together as a community. We need to respect it. What the fuck is this? We're watching a video about No Man's Sky, about how it turned around its life and made it amazing. It just started. Sit back, relax, get some popcorn, okay? Come on, Sea-Dog, hang out with us. That's crazy that Raid, 24 million views. Raid just did it well. It worked out.
Let's get serious for a moment. Raid isn't just a game with 15 million downloads in the last 6 months. It's a lifestyle.
Raid.
Think differently. Play Raid differently. Achieve your dreams.
I'm sorry, sir. You've contracted raids. That's good.
Congratulations, it's Gorgorub of the Undead Horde.
My life for Nezu.
You've just collected one of over 400 champions. Why, hello there. Have you heard about the online RPG PvP?
Was that a Cybertruck 4 years ago? Wait, was the Cybertruck announced 4 years ago?
It's extremely well reviewed on the Play Store. Oh, you remind me of my wife.
Raid is more than just a game. It's a reassuring pat on the back from your dad.
We're in it.
It's a warm bowl of soup on a cold night. It's one last dance at your
Listen,
wife's
we gotta
funeral.
respect the video
If you
for what
haven't
it
played
is.
in the arena yet, I'm gonna break into your house. You're all getting Raid for Christmas, kids. Yay! And if you download now, kids, using the link in the description below, you can get an extra 50k silver and an epic champion. Wow, you're the best dad ever. Wait, Mum's dead?
Raid Shadow Legends.
Ad over.
We're back.
So let's talk about the team in charge of all that polishing.
Yep.
It's small. Tiny. In
big?
fact, I haven't been able to find a smaller team behind a AAA release. All of
Holy
these
shit.
expectations are on the shoulders of just 6 people, expanding to a team of
way.
15 by the end of production.
Oh god.
July. It's just a couple of weeks until the release date. Whatever the state of the
6
game by
people?
now, however much it's finished, that's what's going out. The Hello Games team celebrates with this iconic image.
The quintessential soy face.
They're exhausted. Look at what video game production does to a man.
God, what's wrong with your face?
Nonetheless, they continue, working on the day 1 patch. And, Sean, if your game isn't coming out for another 2 weeks, then why is there a box copy on eBay?
Oh god.
That's right. It's a leak.
Oh,
Someone broke the embargo and is selling early access to the highest bidder. And the bids start rolling in.
Oh no.
It reaches $1,300 US, sold to some guy with the Reddit handle Damien. He gets his hands on it and starts uploading footage to YouTube and Dailymotion.
Okay.
What the frick? Said Sean and Sony. Damien finished it a lot quicker than expected, but he gave it a decent review.
There are things I don't like, there are things I like, but at the end of the day, when I say to myself, what is this game supposed to be?
Wow.
This, what I'm looking at right here, this is what the game is supposed to be.
He noted a few problems, but said he was optimistic that they would be ironed out with the day 1 patch. Sean? It's another leak. Some retailers broke the official release date, journalists too, and they started streaming playthroughs of the game.
Dude, did it really look like that?
It's another leak. Some retailers broke the official release date, journalists too, and they started
Did it look like that? Chat? YouTube comments? When it first came out? I played day one. Yeah. Really? Yeah, it was No Man's Nothing. Dang. That's really not great. I mean, like, thinking of the times too, but still, like, for like what it promised in the trailers and stuff, like, that you saw, like, looked amazing. You know what I mean?
The streaming
Thank you again,
playthroughs of the
C-Doc, for
game.
63 months.
What the? Sony tried to DMCA all these videos, but their aim was terrible.
Round of applause, everyone. We've officially become No Man's censored by Sony.
Our news story from earlier this week about No Man's Sky leaks has been hit with a copyright strike on YouTube.
They went bumbling around from platform to platform, just taking down any video that even talked about the leak or showed the trailer footage.
Oh, wow.
But it was too late. The footage had people talking more skeptically about the game.
Uh-oh.
Especially because there were no early review copies.
That's bad.
And it was looking like the weight of all these expectations had become too much.
Yeah.
And the whole thing was about to give.
Dude, it probably gets so
Oh,
bad.
no. It's August. Everyone's here. We've all bought the game and we're fucking hyped. Here we go, lads. Oh dear lord, it isn't finished. Hello, Sean. It is me, the auditor of games. I used to work at an astronomy lab. Don't worry about that. It seems like you've made a lot of promises.
Oh, man.
Promises that you have not kept.
Dude, it's funny because, like, I know how this all turns out. I know it's going to turn out good, but, like, right now in this moment, I'm stressed. Like, I'm stressed for Sean and this team of 6 people. I'm like now I'm thinking about it from their shoes. Like, I'm stressed as hell for them.
Let's go through the checklist. Have you got any large-scale joinable space battles?
Nobody would want that.
Ringed planets?
No.
Fine. Well, at least let me play as a trader.
Some may call this junk. Me, I call them...
No.
Those sand planets from June look nice. Think I might... Please, Sean, there must be rivers.
No, it's not.
Animals interact with each other in the environment?
No.
Oh,
Packs of walking sentinels, Sean.
No.
I'm literally crying right now. Should I even ask whether I can play as a space pirate?
No.
No.
Factions with different attributes.
You picked the wrong house, fool! Oh!
Fly between star systems manually.
But nobody's actually done it yet.
If I can maneuver like in the trailer, I'll still be happy.
No.
Well,
wow.
Day-night cycles determined by the orbit of the sun.
Yeah.
Really?
No.
Land on an asteroid,
God.
radio chat, and name your shit. Hacking, portals, all that stuff about the elements, Sean.
No.
This is not good, Sean. This is very not good.
And ironically, the only bugs this game doesn't have are the butterflies in the demo.
Buried buildings, aggressive emojis, tractor beam malfunctions, animal husbandry, oil slick world, raining grass, retarded animals doing retarded things. Ship's interiors disappear, first person mode as a gun. That's not how flying works. That's my only means of transportation, leaving the planet. Take off. Really take off. Holes in the map. Holes in my graphics card. Whole lot of nothing from down here. Textures bugging out, animals bugging out. Animals breakdancing. Look at these busy hands. Hello there.
Oh, no.
And a couple of unrequested ejector seats.
Okay.
Oh, no, man.
Okay, that's a lot of stuff. I get the picture. No wait, poor graphics rendering. Some can't even start the game. Frame rate issues, constant crashes. Major publications are having trouble playing the game on their machines. Even the best 1080 Ti's are stuttering. Alt-tabbing? That's a guaranteed crash. Desktop notifications? That's a crash. Playing the game? That's a crash. Changing options in the game without restarting? You'll get this. And if you got the pre-order version with the bonus spaceship, you might have a problem. Your special ship already comes with a hyperdrive inside it. Great, right? No, because you have to craft it in order to finish the tutorial missions. And if you haven't finished the tutorial missions, you can't leave the star system.
My
so
God.
whoops, until they patch it, you're stranded.
That's why I give my kids
No Man's Sky.
a fool.
No, dude. That's so much stuff. It's just incredible. Like, let's just talk about this for a moment. Any other company besides Hello Games, like any other company who did this, made all these promises, there's been games that have done this shit before, would have gone under and just been like, well, we screwed up, sorry. You can get your money back, and we failed, and company would crash, and bye. Bye.
Ah, my ship's in bits! Okay, thank you.
Just a quick note about how high expectations were for this game and just how many people bought it on release.
Second
Myself
biggest
included.
PS4 launch
Over
ever.
750,000 purchases on Steam at launch. It's the single best-selling game on the PlayStation Store that month. And the large proportion of people who bought it in the hopes of playing with their friends, well, you're in for a surprise.
That's why I stopped. That's why I never even started. I thought when this game came out, you could play with your friends. And I was like, that, you know me, I'm a multiplayer gamer. Like, that's all I cared about. And I was so excited.
This one is a literal game changer.
Yeah.
Is it even possible to meet up with your friends in No Man's Sky? The answer is absolutely yes. It's possible.
On multiple occasions, Sean said it was definitely in the game.
Will you be able to play with your friends? Yeah.
Can you run into other people, other players on the game?
Yes. But then just before the release, Sean posted this cryptic tweet.
To be super clear, No Man's Sky is not a multiplayer game.
Sean!
Please don't go in looking for that experience.
Sean, you dog, you.
Oh, what? So there's no multiplayer function. But then the next line contradicts that.
Because the chances of two players ever crossing paths in a universe this big is pretty much zero.
Oh, so it is multiplayer. You just have to overcome this finding each other hurdle.
So you're telling me there's a chance?
Yeah!
Right? No, it's more confusing than that. Because the box doesn't mention online playing, just network features. And the collector's edition had its online play icon stickered over. So customers are going, which one is it, Sean? Just tell us if it has multiplayer or it doesn't have multiplayer. Sean wouldn't give any answers.
What?
But after hundreds of thousands of purchases, people soon took it upon themselves to find out. Despite the claims that it would be so improbable.
Chances of that are incredibly rare, just because of the size of what we're building.
Oh yeah, this is why I became bummed out.
On the very first day, two people noticed they were only 4 star systems from one another, and they met up on the same planet in a live stream. Oh dear.
A black pillow.
Our streams are exactly lined up. If you go look at my stream, we're looking at the exact same area right now.
Yep, that's the same spot. And they can't see each other.
I'm alone! No!
That settles it. It's not multiplayer because it's so big. It's not multiplayer because it's just not fucking multiplayer. And this led to quite a revolt. What did Sean have to say about all this?
So amazing, 2 people found each other on the first day.
That has blown my mind.
Yeah, so why can't we see other players in game?
Wow, so many of you playing.
Yeah, Sean, but what?
Truly amazing. My mind is blown.
That's exactly. Oh my god.
So what's the game actually like then?
Is it any good?
Yeah, what up, Reaper?
That is a difficult thing to say.
Well, it certainly is stylish and pretty, and there are a lot of places to explore.
Yeah.
But that doesn't mean there's much to find. In fact, the game boils down to a very simple loop. Hold down the trigger to pick up resources, deal with a full inventory, get an upgrade, leave the planet, go to another planet. Hold down the trigger, deal with a full inventory, get an upgrade, leave the planet, go to another planet.
Is this how you all felt when the game came out? Like on YouTube and Twitch?
Go to another planet, deal with a full inventory.
Did you feel like this was the game? Like that's all you did?
That's it. $60, ladies and gentlemen.
Refuel your multi-tool, refuel your life support, refuel a separate part of your multi-tool that shoots bullets instead of the mining beam, refuel your launch thrusters. It's busy work that makes it look like you have something to do. It's not real.
How dare you?
What followed was one of the most dramatic crashes in player numbers in gaming history.
Man.
Sales in the UK fell by 81% in the second week. Concurrent players on Steam dropped from 212,000 in August to just over 2,000 by September and fewer than 1,000 by October.
In 1 month? 200,000 to 2,000? 100% to 1%?
And what followed
The 0.5%?
that was perhaps the biggest pylon in gaming history. Reviewers on YouTube.
Did people return? Was there the return policy on Steam then? Did people return this shit? Like, had to have been, right?
And the game.
Oh, for fuck's sake! You done fucked it up!
I had no hype, and I can tell you that, even without that disappointment, this game is hot garbage.
Has anyone coined Sean Murray yet?
Numerous times within the first 2 hours of the game, I kept saying, this is it, fuck this shit.
Reviewers in the media were almost as harsh.
Devastating realization that most of the crafting, combat, and other activities you do on and between those planets ranges between bemusing and outright bad.
The criticism was deafening.
The 3, Raph? Amazing.
And a lot of it
Everyone's
really
good.
funny and creative. Krobycat made a video that captured the sentiment of that day, and if you haven't seen it yet, you're missing out.
So people are furious. The game is boring, and soon people discover that complaining about the game is actually more fun than playing it.
Wait, I'm now 3.5 hours into the tutorial, pretty much.
So they started complaining about it like they were grinding for an achievement.
This sucks. Fucking Minecraft in space.
Many people made compilations of all the unfulfilled promises. One guy on the subreddit compiled a big list of all the missing features. Front page. Got a defense for No Man's Sky? Enjoy your downvote. In fact, the entire No Man's Sky subreddit was in such disarray it had to be locked.
Holy shit.
So by the end of the month, Metacritic was like scrolling through a bowl of Cheerios. By October, it was one of the worst rated games on Steam, with an aggregate of most.
Look where we are now. Look where we are now. That's incredible. Like, not to spoil, but look at this.
Mostly negative from more than 70,000 reviews. The outrage at the game was headline news for weeks on dozens of games news publications.
Wow.
And the price on eBay and Amazon and secondhand at GameStop was crashing through the floor. Please, no more. But the beatings had only just begun. The demo planet was data mined and found to be, of course, totally scripted and not randomly generated at all.
I've just got to pick one of these at random. If anything horrible goes wrong, just keep in mind that I've not been here before.
It wasn't some level that we built or something like that, even though I think it looks quite nice in places.
People watching this would wonder why you're showing this area again. Like, what's so special about demoing the game on this planet?
Oh, no, it's just a place that looks nice.
No, Bad Murray.
I could have ended the demo with some, pre-scripted crazy thing that would happen. You know what I mean? The normal thing of like, and then a monster emerges from behind the mountains,
Dude. They data
People see
mined
what's
it.
going on with the game and feel lied to.
Yeah,
This is false advertising, they say, and angry customers start scoping out a lawsuit. On September 28th, the ASA busts through the door and goes, "Yep, too many complaints. We're going to investigate." But then soon after, the ASA cleared them of any legal wrongdoing. Technically, the only thing they're interested in is what's on the back of the box, what's on the store page, and what's on the Steam page. So it's technically not false advertising.
Okay, wait a minute. I'm getting some ideas. Wait, we could make a game and advertise a lot of cool things, but as long as it's on the box, we're good? Wait a minute. We can do some things, chat. I know what people want. And I could easily just put it on the box, what it's gonna be. But I can make a trailer for a game that would be incredible. Not real,
But of course, technically not illegal doesn't mean much to an angry audience.
Impressive
October
on that part.
28th, Hello Games Twitter is hacked. The hacker posts, "No Man's Sky was a mistake," and is shitting on the game in the replies. Turns out Sean didn't use two-factor authentication on his LinkedIn, and that's how they got in. They also
Funny,
sent
Sean.
discrediting emails to journalists, which they knew would rile people up if published. Some people even show up to their offices to take photos and knock on the door, even at night and on the weekend. They posted empty pictures of the office, so, naturally out of context, this started rumors that Hello Games simply took the money and ran.
Yep.
This in addition to numerous bomb and death threats during that period. Those ones Sean did have to take seriously.
Yeah.
Regular intervention from police and Scotland Yard and things like that.
And
Dude,
while
that would
Sony
be,
didn't
I would be
quite
so
throw them under
scared
the
to
bus,
be him during this
it was
time.
more like a gentle push under a minivan when Sony president Shohei Yoshida admitted that Hello Games did not have a great PR strategy for No Man's Sky.
Yeah.
The press took the ball with that one and ran. But despite all of this, all of the negative press, they were actually nominated for a couple of awards. But by this point, Murray and the other members of Hello Games were so downtrodden and so sure they weren't going to win that they opted to go elsewhere for dinner.
Huh?
And the Innovation Award goes to...
No way.
No Man's Sky.
Yeah, what? No shot.
This lovely trophy going once.
Whoops.
Oh, God.
I'm going to accept this on the behalf of Hello Games, and congratulations to them. And now I'm going to walk off stage like I planned that whole thing.
By this point, you've got to feel just a little bit sorry for
Awkward, dude. Oh.
And then what followed that was the final straw for many. No particular incident, but a lack of incidents. Silence. Over 3 months of not a damn word from No Man's Sky. Where are they? Where is my refund? Where is Murray? Shouted into the void. The game was over.
Wow.
And it was dead.
I mean, dude, by the second 1,000 players, like a month later, from 200,000.
The year is 2000 AD. Sean has just graduated from university and is headed into the big wide world. He rises up the ranks at a number of studios, eventually working as a technical lead for Black and technical director for Burnout 3.
Nice, Sean.
When Burnout's developer is bought by EA, he is in his late 20s. And he and 3 of his buddies decide to leave and start their own studio. Hello
I feel like
Games.
I played Burnout 3. I feel like I loved Burnout 3.
This was a risky venture.
So we'd done this incredibly foolish thing of like quitting our jobs, and then we had to sit down and try and decide what the game was going to be.
Together they create their first title, Joe Danger. They work on this game.
Is this telling me the story from a different perspective? I didn't see what the transition was.
Day and night. In fact, even once they were arrested in their own office,
different point of view.
because the police thought they were there to rob the place. Because who would be working at 11 p.m. on a Sunday night? But they had to work that hard. Like any startup, it was a huge financial and professional risk. They had no income. They were working in a tiny room above an old tile shop, living off savings. And to keep the project running, Sean even sold his house.
So we made a really tough and probably at the time seemed really foolish decision.
What a legend.
It's kind of almost embarrassing for me to talk about. I sold my house and just basically went all in and funded what we were doing, which is not something I would recommend anyone else do.
That's pretty
But by
baller,
June
man.
8th, 2010, they had
Pretty
done
baller.
it. The game was good. And they could breathe a sigh of relief because on the very first day it hit the PlayStation Store, they made their money back.
Hell yeah.
2 years later, Joe Danger 2 was released. It was not the commercial success they had hoped for, and they didn't want to just keep pumping out sequels. That was a trap big players in the industry had fallen into. In his spare time, Sean started working on a prototype for a procedurally generated game. They took another gamble and scrambled to get a trailer out in time to present at VGX 2013. So the project is official now, and the pressure is on. Around this time, Sean is also looking to start a family. Concurrent to all this development, he would go on to have 3 kids. so the weight
Sean!
of responsibility is really
Me too,
piling
Sean!
on. But their
Me
hard
too.
work will pay off, as they're finally going to have a chance for some R&R around Christmas.
I feel like Sean and I would get along in real life. Maybe,
They
maybe
woke
not. I
up
don't
to
know.
find their homes flooded, their cars submerged,
Oh,
and their
God.
plans for Christmas Day very much ruined.
Bad news. Rain. Rain and flooding in the south of England, right around the Hello Games office. They are completely inundated, and they return from their holidays to find laptops floating around at waist height. But some good news. They hadn't lost any data. So they pull together. Soldier on. Development continues.
Nice.
So there they are, working in a damp office, and then ding dong. Ooh, who's at the door? It's Danish mathematician Dr. Johan Gerlis. He's seen the game, and he says, "They are using my super formula," in perfect English, and there is a potential for a lawsuit. Sean says they didn't, and he can prove it. So they have a meeting, and the claim is eventually dropped. Lawsuit evaded.
Nice.
So back to work, guys. Ding dong.
So yeah, this seems like a Hello Games perspective or
You were
Sean's
infringing
perspective.
on our Sky trademark.
They said in perfect text-to-speech.
What?
They had succeeded in getting Microsoft to change SkyDrive to OneDrive, and they were about to give gamers No Man's 1 under threat of lawsuit.
Yeah, right.
But this lawsuit didn't just go away. The threat loomed over them for the next 3 years, right up until the month before release. So they get back to work, and ding dong. It's Sony, with some good news for once. We like your game, kid. We want to feature it front and center and make you a big star.
There we
This
go.
could mean millions of dollars in additional revenue. They said, yeah. But along with it, a lot of press for this game would need to be done.
Yeah.
Being a small team, they didn't have anyone for PR. They had their...
I can already see where this is going, and do not tell me in the chat if I'm right, or do not. Well, you can't tell me on YouTube. You're a couple days late. From their perspective, they're gonna get rushed. Absolutely, pressure of working with big corporate company rushed to make this game.
Their designers, they had their developers, and that was about it.
Using my
so
math,
it's up to Murray.
okay?
Sean's in his early 30s now. Not super young, but relatively young,
Me
and
too, Sean!
inexperienced for this type of media circuit.
Me too.
This deal with Sony put extra pressure on them.
Throwing it out
It's
there,
set
man. You ever want to
deadlines.
hang out? You let
It's
me
not
know.
that it's Sony's fault, but they're locked in now with much less flexibility. So when May rolls around, and they have no option but to delay, even if they wanted to ask for an extra 6 to 12 months of development, which they really need,
Here it
it's
is.
probably too much to ask for. So
Yeah.
they extend from late June to August. Only 6 weeks.
Jesus.
From here, you can predict what's going to happen to multiplayer and a bunch of other promised features.
It's got a can it.
So here's how the hype happened. Scope of game. Time. And here's the line which shows the reality of development. Progress is steady and ends in August 2016.
Right.
Now here is the line of player expectations. It should start out here and follow
Shoots
along
up.
the purple. But the
Shoots up.
overhyping trailer comes out and puts us way up here. In this trailer, it features a bunch of things that Hello Games thinks they're capable of having in the game by 2016. That's the first big mistake. Then it's announced for PlayStation, and it costs $60.
Dude, they did a game, Joe Danger, with like, setup stuff.
And there's a collector's edition. Second, even bigger mistake.
Yeah.
That puts us all the way up here. And I think this is the main problem, because price tags set expectations.
Yep.
For a $60 game, this was seriously barren and
Needs to be
disappointing.
fully fleshed out.
Now, if they had put it out for
Nothing,
$20 as an indie game or an alpha, no problem.
Yep.
But when they gave it the AAA treatment, people rightfully aligned their expectations with other games in that category.
Which I think is
That
fair.
is the main reason customers' expectations were so skewed. Then
You're
Murray
dropping a
went
game
to
for $60,
interviews,
ship it already.
exacerbating the problem.
Perfect.
Every time he mentioned a feature in the game, even in passing, fans set their expectations to AAA heights for that feature. Now, some people think the interviews are the main problem. In my humble opinion, not so much. Most people never saw these interviews.
Yeah.
It's not that rickety 12-foot ladder Sean's standing on that's the main problem. It's the 900-foot building he's perched it on in the first place.
Hell yeah, Denny, get it!
So the obvious solution here would be an official statement. Hey guys, look, don't expect a 10 out of 10. Expect more of a 5 out of 10. No, the publisher just sank an enormous investment of marketing and opportunity into the game.
What's wrong with you?
And that would be a huge middle finger to them. The publisher isn't going to make you hype the shit out of your game, but you can't talk it down either. So, he's kind of stuck up there. In some ways, during the interview, he tries to temper expectations, but it's limited.
Can you build a space station?
No.
Finally says no.
But let's not gloss over the interviews. Sean is a technical guy. He's a developer.
Yeah.
He's also the introverted type.
Yeah.
And the big lights and the stuff on camera does not come naturally to him.
Is it super nerve-wracking to talk on stage at E3?
Yes. Yes, definitely. I personally find going on stage at E3 like the hardest thing I've ever done. That's something that I would have had in a nightmare
so many
before.
things that
you know what I mean? It's
literally the hardest thing you've ever done?
Yeah.
Still, he stepped up and took interviews for his game from 2013 to 2016. And the main thing people wanted to hear about were the features.
Can you have more than...
So every planet, will there be wormholes?
Right.
At what point do you get points or anything?
From these interviews, people took Sean to be a liar, a Peter Molyneux or a chess club member out to sell his game at whatever reputational cost. But I think the truth is more complicated than that. Sean and the team are indie developers working on a new IP.
Mm-hmm.
Their project and plans are constantly in flux.
Yeah.
They have no idea how large chunks of the game are going to look, especially not a couple of years out from release.
They wanted all this stuff, and
crucially,
they have it now.
Sean doesn't understand that something mentioned in 2013, even said in passing, is going to be seen as a promise
for
in the year
2016, when it comes
2016,
out. Yeah.
even if by then you've decided to cut it from the game.
Yeah.
For example, orbiting around the sun.
That's why you gotta be
turned it
so
out because
careful.
the planet has actually rotated on its axis.
This
Gotta be
originally
so careful.
was in the game, but it caused the player too much confusion. It kept being reported as a bug in the beta, as people left the planet and then returned to find everything different. But nonetheless, into the lying compilation it goes. So while they're still essentially formulating the game, the media all want a piece of Sean and to report on features first. Conversely, Sean thinks the reporters might help him to temper down things by emphasizing that Hello Games is an indie studio.
Yeah, right.
But that is not how journalism is done.
I don't give a shit.
This is how journalism is done.
Can you customize the look of your character?
Sort of.
Full customization confirmed in No Man's Sky.
So true.
Periodic
So
table
true.
to create atmospheric.
Holy crap, that brought me back, dude. This little segment, the no scope 420s, this brought me back to like starting days of streaming.
Periodic table to create atmospheric particles that would
Skrillex
diffract
kinda
light
shit.
at just the right wavelength.
Told you. The press kind of operates downstream from the community because things are click driven as to what stories you get served and things like that. But a rumor would surface from Reddit straight to the front page.
There's all this hype, and the project has increased in scope dramatically.
Yes,
and keeps
the Monster
increasing as
Cat
the months
days.
go by, until a point.
Yeah.
They are close to the deadline and have to delay. And the reality of what they can achieve in the little time remaining is staring them in the face.
Dude, they must have all known that they were so screwed.
They know they're not going to be putting out a finished
Yeah.
game. They're worried. There's nothing more they can do. And the fear that they will disappoint the audience is growing on Sean and the team.
I worry about, like, disappointing people.
Upon release, all of these clips are seen as proof that Sean is a liar. And what doesn't help is his body language.
Yeah.
It's kind of the body language of someone who is lying. And this is why I mentioned he's an introvert.
Introverted. Yeah.
Remember, he's a technical lead. Actually, a really good one. But not a salesman.
Yeah.
Cut him just a little bit of slack, because this is simply how he talks. Here are some innocuous questions, and he answers them honestly.
Lead producers on No Man's Sky?
Yeah, I guess I'm a developer on it. I suppose the
creator or something like that. No, I really like making games.
Yeah, but you know what's interesting about Cyberpunk too, Kevin? I feel like Cyberpunk had a very similar thing. Had all this pressure to be like the top thing ever. I'm sure it's a different story, but like Cyberpunk had all this pressure to be like this incredible game. And now people are playing it right now and they're like, the game is so amazing. Like, it had more time to develop and to get updates and to like, and people are like, dude, the game's actually amazing. Same kind of thing. These games are just getting rushed by these big companies. And they're like, we got to get it out there. They hype it up so fucking much. And people get so excited from. And dude, just like let the developers or the people who are making the game, let them take the time they need. It's so crazy that this happens all the time. This actually happens all the time. Let them cook. Cyberpunk, literally same story. It was rushed, unfinished, overhyped. People were mad at first, but developers keep working, and now it's great. Yeah. Investors, I know it's like a whole money thing. It's a whole, the sales, getting the sales, the pre-orders, the wish list. It's crazy, man. And especially with a team of like 6 people. I know it ended being 15 or whatnot, but like still, oh my God.
I don't necessarily love talking about it.
I think you did a good job. That's why no one's going to bug Grand Theft Auto. They don't care. Dude, Grand Theft Auto will take their sweet time.
Even though you guys are very nice.
Mate, seriously.
Same body language. And Jesus Christ, they have him up on stage and in front of cameras and bright lights and on the goddamn Colbert
15
Report.
Still,
Try
dude,
keeping your nerve on.
What is a AAA game? I would love someone to look it up. Like a AAA game, like Call of Duty, right? What's the team looking like on that? How many people? How many people work on Call of Duty? Riddle me this.
That. Nonetheless, free of that context, the clips have him cemented in the community as a liar.
300 plus Starfield at 500?
So
Imagine
the
if No
graph
Man's
plays
Sky
out
at
right to
500.
release. And that graph, it's actually a track. And that track is what the hype train runs on. So it comes barreling up the hill. Instead of neatly pulling into the station, it comes crashing right through the roof.
Yep.
The disaster unfolds. They are absolutely shit on. So there were Sean and Hello Games, surrounded by the rubble of their former reputation. Punished Sean was at his lowest point, hated by the majority of the gaming community. But they were still alive, and they had made tens of millions of dollars.
More than 3,000 people
They were
are
left
working
with
on
2
Call of
choices.
Duty. Crazy.
Take the money, start a new project, and be a pariah. A cautionary tale of the industry and hated
Here's
by
where
the
shit
gaming
gets good with
community
this.
forever.
In my opinion, what I can
Or
see.
pick themselves up, get back to work, and with potentially no profit motive, finish the game.
It allowed me to do something that I've always done in difficult times, whether it was crappy bosses that I've dealt with before or crappy situations at school growing up. I got my head down, I sat in front of a computer, and I made games, which is what I enjoy.
They picked number 2.
This is the coolest
So,
part. This is
here's
so
the plan.
cool.
The team is assigned to fixing bugs and the most obvious problems. Go. Sean tells the team to stop reading all the overwhelmingly negative feedback on the game, and he reroutes all of it to his personal devices. Emails, forum posts, Google News alerts, player feedback, it's all going directly to him now. Then he starts breaking that down into data
Fucking
sets.
leader, man. That's a
People
leader.
who haven't bought the game, people who have bought it and played it for 100 hours, people who have returned it, etc. Then he starts compiling those complaints into usable data, focusing on the people with the most sincere experience of the game. Then we start making a big laundry list of all the things that need adding and prioritizing. First thing to fix is that full inventory. Then community mod support. Then a third thing, etc., etc. This is going to take an enormous amount of work to pull off, and they're not going to make the same mistake twice. So they would need to sharply adjust their PR strategy. Anything they said right now An admission of guilt
I've made a severe
would be met with criticism. Denial, it's not that bad, would be met with criticism.
Yeah.
Corporate speak, well, we endeavored to make the best game we could and we are proud of what we have, would be met with criticism. Half of the problems have been caused by speaking too much.
Yeah.
So they were going to do a complete 180.
Be quiet.
Instead of adding more fuel to the fire, instead of accidentally promising fixes that might also not be delivered, they wouldn't speak to the press again.
Female traits you're talking about, I'd say that's a generalization, but you...
They were going to speak to the community directly from now on.
Cool.
So they told the audience they were working on it and went completely silent.
Damn, dude.
1 day passed. No word. 2 days. A week. Have you heard from Hello Games? They just had this disastrous release. Nope, haven't seen them. I hope they're working on the game. 2 weeks. Dude, are you working on this thing?
Oh, God.
Just ignore them.
This
just
is ballsy.
3 weeks. Okay, what the fuck is going on?
WTF, it's locked.
A month. They took the fucking money and ran, didn't they? Don't say anything, it's not going to help.
That's crazy.
2 months. 3 months.
Better not be.
By now, most people were convinced that the game was abandoned.
Yeah.
They had made their money. It's all over. Then, after over 100 days of absolute silence...
100 days!
A tweet. Foundation. The first big patch. It is me, Sean. No, go away, Sean. I am mad at you. It has been too long. But I bring you gifts. His accent sucks. It brought base building, new game modes, farming, camps, and freighters.
Wow.
As well as a lot of bug fixes. You will have to try harder than that, Sean, to win my love back. It still fell well shy of the promised game.
Yeah.
Too little, too late. So Sean left, returned to his team, and got back to work. A few more months went by, and then another tweet. Pathfinder.
What do we have here?
Here we go. He's cooking, y'all.
What the fuck? Oh, it's you, Sean. I bring you online base sharing, own multiple starships, starship specialization, multi-tool specialization and classes,
Here we go.
permadeath modes, vehicles you can drive around in, and create racetracks for them too with time trials.
There we
Look
go.
at this. Okay, that's pretty good, but I'm still mad, and there's still a ton promised that isn't in the game yet.
True.
So Sean went away once more. A few more months went by. A knock knock. Oh, it's you, Sean. What is it now? I bring you an overhaul to the storyline. New
Cool.
worlds, crashed freighters, space combat, terrain editing, portals, procedural mission system, interstellar trading, and joint exploration.
Fuck.
By now, people were really starting to warm to No Man's Sky again, and to Hello Games.
The game has in many ways exceeded what was promised.
It's a substantially better game now.
No Man's Sky is back, baby!
When is this? When is this again? Is this a year later?
People saw this was an honest effort to fix the game, and the number of employees working on it was growing, from a studio of 15 to 25.
Let's
Sean
go!
Murray and Hello Games social media also started becoming more active and engaging with the audience. The subreddit was flourishing once more. The price of the game secondhand on Amazon, eBay, and GameStop was going up.
Let's
Then
go,
a few more
dude.
months went by. Next, a really big patch.
Oh my god.
Holy man.
I just got goosebumps.
To be super clear, No Man's Sky is not fuck that. Here's the full and proper multiplayer experience.
Fuck that.
Ringed planets, third-person mode, character customization, a galactic atlas.
Oh, it was only first person? Third person was like a recent update? Not recent, but like at first it was only first person?
On an external website for the community. Vast overhauls to base building and crafting and resources. And it also brought the game to Xbox.
Huge.
In fact, with the release of Next in July 2018, No Man's Sky was the 6th top-selling console game for the month.
Wow.
It climbed its way back into Steam's top 10. It reached nearly 100,000 concurrent players.
Holy
It brought
crap.
another $24 million across all platforms. Their Steam rating went from mixed to very positive. People were getting back on board in a big way. But they weren't done yet. Better creatures, weird underwater shit, discoveries in bases and
2018,
environments and equipment, and it keeps going. New biomes, more diversity, archaeology, more things to discover. By now, Sean in the Gaming Inspector, personification of the gaming community, had literally patched things up and were making out on the couch. Which was when he released his biggest patch to date of this video.
Oh my god,
Free VR support. Not a whole other game you have to pay for, like some titles. Overhauls to NPCs, tech.
Wait, the VR version is free? Like, if you have the game, you can play the VR version. Fucking legend.
Trees, base building, streamlined multiplayer, ride animals around. All sorts of stuff that was never promised in the first place. And they're still adding more stuff.
Someone at Valve, who was a fan of the game, said to me, what you do now is more important than what you say. There's only one thing that's credible, and that's your actions.
In fact, I was so slow to get this video out that they put out another patch the other day, with ship salvaging, ship upgrading, more advanced terrain editing, first-person exocrafts, improved VR, improved base building and inventory management, and quality of life stuff. It goes on. Is it perfect? Technically, there are still things on this spreadsheet
he's
missing.
unreal.
But come on now, we're starting to nitpick. Especially when you compare them to relationships with other games companies.
That's what I was going to say.
They could have gone the route of Fallout 76.
Yeah, made the money
Paywall
out.
mods with Fallout First, charging a monthly fee, a downward spiral more and more into pay-to-win scraps released without QA testing. But instead, they never added pay-to-win. They never added microtransactions or paid DLC.
Ever.
They never made VR as a second game.
Dude, the meme of this game now, like what I see on Twitter, like Goliathan was like tweeting, he's like, just let us give you money, please. Like, that's the meme. Everyone's just like, please, like, give us an update we can pay for. Let us fucking give you money. Like, we want to give you more money.
They didn't give up on the game or scale their resources back to do it. They didn't come out and call all gamers entitled. They didn't add loot boxes. They didn't start work on the next big project or sequel.
If they do add loot boxes, you know I'm around. Listen, I'm lying. I'm first in line. You know this, right? Just I want to make it very clear. I will easily be first in line.
They didn't do much of anything.
Good to see you,
except
Siska.
get back to work. And just like that, the game once panned by critics now had awards rolling in.
All these updates for free.
No Man's Sky, Sean Murray.
No Man's
Incredible.
Sky next.
Incredible.
No Man's Sky. No Man's Sky's next.
No Man's Sky.
And to cap it all off,
how it should
the
be,
subreddit
man.
No Man's Sky the game even got together and pooled money for a GoFundMe to have a billboard installed near the Hello Games offices.
It's so cool.
It must have been a harrowing moment for Sean and the team. They took a huge risk to start a small studio. They clawed their way up to create one of the
How it
most
should
notable
be, man.
games
This is
of
how
the
it should
console
be.
generation.
You fuck up, you make it right.
Pretty much everyone with the release, and took one of the biggest online beatings in video game history for it.
As a family, post-release, we faced some really difficult challenges. Everything that you can imagine from like the worst of the internet, we hit.
But then over the course of the next 3 years, completely turned it around and came out the other side with a win.
Here's the craziest fucking part. This video came out 4 years ago. And they're still doing it! They're still dropping free updates! They've never charged for anything! This is 4 years ago! They're still doing it! Since this video came out, they've had like 7 more updates. Bro. And yes, now we know they are working. What's the game? No, Light My Fire or Light Your Fire or something. They are working on a new game, but still, like, I want to cry. I want to cry. It's such a beautiful story. It should be a movie, man. Light No Fire. Light No Fire. I'll buy it so fast. I'll pre-order it. I will buy it. I will play it. I will love it. If there's loot boxes, I will open it up. Like
It's the underdog story.
It
and
is.
after doing all of this research,
it's not even the underdog story, it's the good guy story. Like this fucking like team, like they fucking did it, dude.
I couldn't help but come to the conclusion that they were the good guys. So what is the future for Hello Games? In 2017, they announced Hello Labs, a support program focused on original titles and games using procedural generation.
Cool.
Two of the team also branched off to work on a small title called The Last Campfire.
Oh, sick.
But for the foreseeable future, they're just working on No Man's Sky.
Yep. Wow.
Alright, I didn't want to finish the video on like a big sappy note. So, this is the end of the story, but there's still another few minutes. Don't leave. It's not an ad. Okay, in 2015, when the hype was at its peak, someone wrote a Sean Murray erotic fanfiction. And, naturally, I assumed that you lot would want to see it. So, here it is. My evening interview at Hello Games.
What the fuck?
I arrived at the Hello Games office in the early evening as the sun was approaching the horizon. Taking a deep breath, I nervously pressed the doorbell. The door opened, and Sean poked his expressive face out to greet me. "Hey you," he exclaimed in his adorable British-Australian accent.
Hold on, we're gonna get into this. Listen, when I was like popping off on Rocket League videos and stuff, there were fan fictions made about me and like Phantom Ace and like the boy, like the neat Mike Woofles. There, I'm not kidding. There were actual fans. Yes. That's how I knew I made it in my career for sure. Yep.
I'm so happy you could make it and spend
We actually should look those up and see if we can find them. They were hilarious.
the evening with us. I was so happy when I heard you agreed to let me come in for an interview, I said. "Oh yeah, the interview. I forgot." He replied with his usual brilliant humor.
Shut
I
up,
laughed.
Zach.
You're so funny, Sean. "Let me show you my office." "I have a surprise for you," Sean said. He led me to the room where we sat down on a soft vinyl couch. "So let me show you the surprise," he said, softly. "It's the newest build of the game. We just added some new features." He booted up the game on a PS4 in his office. I stared at his face.
Oh, God.
I like your beard. It's sexy," I pretended to say to him in my head to myself. I had a secret crush on him. There was something about his humble demeanor and feeble yet handsome bone structure that was so alluring. "So here's the game," he said eagerly. It opened on an alien world just calling out to be explored. I began to sweat. Here it finally was, in front of me in all of its glory, and it was being played by Sean in front of me in all of his glory. I nervously spoke. "Could I try playing?" I said. "Oh, I suppose, of course," he said, chuckling. But another few minutes passed without him handing me the controls. "Sean," I said more confidently. I put my hands on his hands as he gripped the controller. He looked me straight in the eyes. I stared deep into his beautiful, glistening eyes, utterly transfixed. "Sure," he said. He let go of the PlayStation controller, still sweaty from his firm grip.
Oh my God.
"But I have another surprise to show you." He stood up. "My..."
Redacted.
He muttered. "Yes, please," I said, blushing as red as the treetops of Aurea 5. He grabbed my shoulders, guiding me confidently towards the coffee table, like he confidently guides the Hello Games team towards the game's release. The one true Sean Murray, not that baby-faced loser asshole poser from NCIS. Made sweet, sweet love to me. I wasn't sure what I was more excited about. Anyway, Sean Murray, all finally playing No Man's Sky. After exploring the planet's surface, I entered my spaceship and took off. Just as I left the atmosphere and burst into the breathtaking expanse of space.
Redacted.
It was an out-of-world experience.
Holy fuck. I love how he didn't end it with the sappy shit.
Oculus Rift support, he uttered sensually. As I turned, I saw Sean's avatar standing before me in a beautiful, procedurally generated spacesuit. Like what you see, he said. It's time, everybody, he shouted. I heard footsteps slowly enter from the cramped office.
Oh no.
I soon saw many spacesuits appear before me in-game. But as they took off their helmets, I realized that they were all the same Sean Murray avatar. I was about to be
redacted
by a group of Sean Murrays, but they all had one difference. The peak.
Redacted.
Each peak
Redacted.
was different. There were wide ones, thin ones, long ones, curved ones. It was magical. As the Hello Games team began to
redacted.
From somewhere in the room, I heard Sean whisper, "Every
redacted
procedure." Also, I did a thing on the second channel. Please do check it out. I thought it was quite good. I love the videos on the second channel. It's some erotic fan fiction over there. So why not check it out? And
he's so good.
That's it. Sorry it took so long.
That was so good. Holy crap. That was incredible. That was so good. Oh my god. No wonder why, as 24 million views, probably is still getting comments daily, dude. 6 hours ago, 20 hours ago. Oh, it's so cool. Now the game's amazing. Oh my god. It's still a boring ass game. You're crazy, bro. Oh, that was so good, chat. That was so good. Wow. Thank you for making me watch that, YouTube. Thank you for making me watch that, Twitch. Thank you for anyone who played that game for making me watch that. That was... Dude, I feel like even if you've never played the game or never wanted to play the game, I feel like, dude, I feel like... Damn, this guy's pumping. I just feel like, yeah, that was really good. I feel like it's such an interesting story, and it tells such like it's just like what we're going through, like what, not we're going through, but like the industry is constantly going through, is like that pressure from like the big corporations, Sony being like, come on, man, we hyped up your game for you. Now it's time for you to, it's like, dude, gotta respect it. Gotta respect the team. Gotta respect Sean Murray. Sean Murray's a legend, man. He's a legend. For sure we'll play the next game. God damn, that video was good. I wish I could make a video that good. That was so good.